Hello and welcome to DM Talks. Today we're gonna look at the 4 versus 3 rule. It's one of my governing sort of positional principles that you can apply in your game to raise your understanding to a grandmaster level or something like that. Anyway, it's not so well understood, so this is a little bit hardcore today. I hope you can follow what I'm trying to say. This is a game I played in the weekend against international master Rasmus Skytte, who just came from the European Championship with a good result. He was the best Danish player ahead of Mads Andersen and Jonas Bjerre and so on. So that was so he was supposed to be in great shape. It was played in the Danish league, and we won the league. Hillerød won the league, and it's the first time I ever win the Danish league. That's I won 2 times in Sweden, but never in Germany, never in Iceland, never in Holland or Greece or wherever I played. But this was the first time in Denmark, and it was a nice victory. We celebrated it with a lot of beers. So it was a hard start for on Monday for the week. Anyway, let's get into it. In this time, it's maybe comforting to have something like chess. When you see what just happened, Trump just announced tariffs on everybody, everywhere, and it's not gonna end well. Basically, what I'm most worried about, the tariffs. Well, they will find a way to land this somehow. I'm much more worried about the attack on the laws and the judges and so on. That is how you destroy a democracy. So you should be worried, even if you're a MAGA or DOP guy or girl. This is worrying. You would like to have free elections in the land of the free. That's my opinion anyway. But it's too depressing, so let's get into it. I'm white against Rasmus Skytte. I start with e4, as you probably already know. I can play e4, I can play d4, I can play c4, I can play knight f3. It all depends on my opponent, what he chooses. And I know Rasmus is the kind of guy who likes to get the counterplay from behind, and I like to play against players like that, because usually if they don't get the counterplay, you're just better. And I'm very good at sort of avoiding them getting the counterplay. So and that's also why the 4-3 principle come into play. So my suggestion is, against these kind of players that are looking for counterplay from sort of the back rank and forward, don't look for a big advantage, look for a small advantage and just keep it. That's my approach. Anyway, e4. And he plays some sort of dodgy Sicilians. He plays weird French, and he also plays this. In general, I think he should learn a serious opening, but okay, that's his choice. And of course, after g6, the modern, you take the center, and I think white is more or less already slightly better. Because you got, and this is the 4-3 principle. You got this under control. Black's got this under control, and we are fighting over this one. And this is basically the 4-3 principles. I have 4 rows of, and you have, and black has 3 rows, and we have one we fight over. And if you can keep it that way, you will be better as white. The thing is, black of course has many ways to try to get more space and more counterplay and so on. Okay, bishop out, very natural. Knight f3, solid move. One of the things I try to avoid against modern is to put the knight here, because a lot of counterplay is based on the knight being here, not able to support this pawn. So I would rather have a pawn here than a knight. d6, all natural, bishop c4. And this is sort of a little bit ambitious system. I think black can equalize, but he has to play very well. The best move here is clearly knight f6, in my opinion. I will not play knight c3. I'll play queen e2, again avoiding this. And here I probably have to go e5, something like this, and we can actually go into the Aljechen. But the clearly best move here is knight f6. But I've seen that he didn't play knight f6. He had this position a few times. He plays c6. Looks logical, getting ready to attack this, but losing a tempo. So I just move the bishop. No problem here. Just moving the bishop. The bishop is already on its best diagonal here. So I think c6 is not a mistake, but it's also not good. It's slightly mistaken. Of course, if white is not ready and allow black to get a nice counterplay. For instance, if after c6 and d5 I was forced to take or play the bishop to this to cover e4, that it would be nice for black. So c6 is, I think, and I like this bishop b3, prophylactic, no d5 is coming, and he plays d5 anyway, and I think that's, well, that's already misguided. I like white after, and I'll just go knight bd2. Like I said, I don't want to have my knight here. Knight h6, another move I don't like. It's based on something. Either it can go here and attack this, but we already know I'm gonna defend it with c3, so that makes no sense. Another idea is to go f6 and knight f7 and e5, but when I have the knight here, I will always have c4, and he will be weak in this diagonal, and I will be better. So I don't like knight h6. Basically, I don't like black setup. Castle, and I think I'm already clearly better here. Even though he, of course, is taking some squares on the fifth rank we are fighting over. Here, castle. Both natural ways. There's no other ways, places for the king. Rook e8, very natural. Just rook in. We know the e5 is going to be open. I could sometimes play e5, but that will make it easier for him to get a sort of sensible position. So I would rather have his knight stuck on a bad circuit here on h6. Bishop e6. I'm not really into this move. This is kind of move that they all love to make, these modern players, just getting the bishop out here, getting ready to exchange this, and they're hoping for something like knight d5, bishop d4, and after this, this one will be hanging with check and so on. So it's not sort of refutable, but the bishop is a little bit weird here. Anyway, this bishop is a problem because it's a good bishop, but it's also a bad bishop because it's difficult to put it somewhere where it's really sort of effective. But on the other hand, you don't want to just give it up for a knight or something, especially if you have not, if this bishop is very strong on this diagonal. Okay, c3, natural move, just defending the pawn. I like my position here. I'm basically, I'm going to play h3 and I'm going to play knight d5 if he does nothing. Knight a6 and natural move, maybe getting the knight out, but it's already looks weird. Black is hoping in these after these two pawns are gone, he will either play something like b5 and put a knight here with some white squares moved, or he will attack the center with c5. None of this is gonna happen. I just played a3. And I like my position already. As I said, he took here, and I don't know what else to do because f6 is not really possible. So I guess this is natural, and take here. And here's the question: what to take back with? What to take back with on b3? You could take with the queen and attack b7. That would be very natural, and it's not bad for sure. It's not bad at all, but it's not. I don't think it's the best move anyway. I like it because after this move, I'm opening the a file. I am strengthening my sort of this. This is sort of a massive pawns now. and I'm adding one pawn to my attack force here. The A pawn is never really going to do anything, but this one is here. So usually after, if I took with the queen here, black would have two plans. He would have this like this b5 and a knight to belong here, or trying to get the c5 or e5 in, attacking the center. And usually black is not that bad because he doesn't have any glaring weaknesses. It's not like you have to play really well to win this position. But after this move, b5 is already totally ridiculous plan. It doesn't work anymore because of the a file, because of this square, and because there's no minority attack. When I have all these pawns, I can just go b4 and he will have all the weaknesses. I will have a strong massive pawns there. So after this one, only c5 is left, but even c5 doesn't achieve anything. If I take it, I will still have nice pawns on the queen side, and he will not attack anything. There will not be. Oops, that was not a straight shooter. Just do like that, and this will not come with something because you just go b4. So this is clearly improving my pawn structure here, even though I don't usually like double pawns. Okay, that was a long explanation. Knight f5, knight into the game, bishop f4, of course active pieces. He has no real counterplay. As we said, I have the 4 ranks versus his 6 rank here, and I am clearly better here. Knight c7, it's coming to this square, even though it doesn't do much. Knight c5, also a natural move. The knight could be a little bit clumsy here. It will be very strong here. It's a little bit like the Carlsberg structure. And of course, I am attacking his pawn. He has to do something, and that's so he has to play this move, weakening this pawn. Knight c5, and I like it here. It can go to a lot of interesting squares, and basically I'm looking into these weaknesses. That should be that color instead here, like this. And I don't have any weaknesses. Knight e5, a natural move again, knight into the center. This is sort of how black is expected to play. He's still hoping to get a normal position. Bishop e5 is actually slightly inaccurate because he should allow the exchange of the bishop, because my bishop was actually better than his bishop, because his bishop here is not doing anything. So the computer don't like it, and it says just take it because then you improve your position. White is of course still better, but it's slightly improving. He played knight f6, afraid, and this is typical for modern players. They love that bishop on g7, and they're not gonna give it up for your bishop, because especially because this bishop here, the black square bishop, is usually not a good bishop in the modern, and white is usually trying to exchange it. So probably I was thinking a little bit too schematically here. Going back and ready to jump in on this one, and if the knight goes here, this one will also have problems. E6, so he stops the e file, but it also weakens the black squares. Knight e5, very, very natural move. How do you defend here? Knight e7, natural move again, b4. So he's of course hoping, they're always hoping to play c5 at some point. So why not just use my extra pawn b4, also making this pawn here sitting back, and I'm basically ready for something like queen f3 and so on, and I don't like black's position. Queen d5, a little bit weird. Here I did a little bit of calculation. I played knight f4. It's maybe not the best move. I don't know. The thing was that this loses because of c4 and something like this, and he can resign, right? So this was the calculation. But queen d5 was not the best. So he go back, and I get my queen to f3, attacking the pawn here. Queen c8, and I can go back, and now there's no queen d5. So I'm basically clearly better here. One of my plans include something like this, and it will be very difficult for him to cover a7. Also, if he goes here with the queen, I will have this move, and so on. There's also this little thing here coming in here. So basically, black is positionally totally busted here. Even there's even pressure here, so he can't really move the knight and the rook. Knight d7, natural move, but it does leave this square open for business. So let's get into it. Also, this could come in, followed by maybe something like this. So he goes back, and I just go rook a3, ready for the next rook coming in. Dominant position. Black is nice. Yeah, it's in trouble. c5, desperate attempt to get out, doesn't work. I just play. I calculated knight d6. Was supposed to win in my book. And he takes, and he took here. He could take on b4. I take with the knight and jump here. So I do something like this. And I win the exchange. And the unpleasant thing for black is that c4 is just possible because he can't take due to the rook is hanging on a8. And okay, the game is actually over here, but let's just see it. This doesn't threaten anything because he can't take. The rook is still. I still got this X-rays all the way. So c5. And here I win a pawn, so why not take it? Double. I have two extra pawns. He has some pawns in the center. Of course, you're always afraid that he might jump up, get some counterplay with e5. So let's not allow that. Start with the rook c1, queen b7, and rook a1. I really like this move. The rook was a target here on a3, both to bishop f8, but it also need to just cover the other rook and so on, and just stop all kind of nonsense and so on. So it looked like you could do something, but the computer really liked this also. Queen b3, queen d1, all natural. Let's just exchange that. Your pawns are not going anywhere, so I'm not afraid of that. And go back. And queen a4. The queen is coming in. The rooks are coming in. And after e5, queen c6, attacking the knight, and also doing this. Queen d8, rook c5, continuing the attack and protecting the pawn on a7. Knight has to go, and queen f3, and black resigned. Actually, queen bc. This was kind of funny. This was actually better, and a6. But queen f3 made him resign. I'm threatening this pawn, and he can't move anything, and he can't get the pawns rolling. So it's a clear resignation. So white was able to keep this advantage of 4 versus 3 in the center, and black was slowly suffocating. And of course, improving the pawn position helped a lot. This was not an important game in winning the championship because we won this match 6.5, 1.5. But it, of course, is always nice to win. Next day, I played a draw against Mads Andersen with black, and we won 4.5, 3.5, and we only needed 2 points because we had 2 more match points. So that was a clear win for Hillerød, which is, by the way, probably the nicest team I have ever played for. Everybody likes each other. We are meeting at a bar after the games, and it's a pleasure to be there. We are rooting for each other and so on. It's really nice. Anyway, this was GM Talks. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and remember to like and share and blah blah blah. And don't worry too much. One day Trump will be dead. Thank you.